Hello friends, Susan here. Today I'm going to show you an elegant Mother's Day card that is very quick and easy to put together. The focus on this Mother's Day card is these beautiful designer papers. This is part of the Parisian Blooms Specialty Designer Series paper. If you can see, the centers of all these flowers are silver foil, and it's beautiful, soft images. The back side is this wallpaper look again, which is so pretty as a background in your cards. These are beautiful script sentiments, again in silver foil, which we're going to use today, and another gorgeous background of leaves and flowers that's all tone-on-tone subtlety. Here we have some travel backgrounds, which would be great for scrapbook pages, and then here we also have some little postage circles with the Eiffel Tower in them. This is another one that I love. Can you tell? I really love the foil stuff. Really do. So pretty with those blossoms. And then this is really neat. It's just got all kinds of geometric patterns going on in there. Really catches the eye. This one, I believe it's called a trefoil. It reminds me of the Boy Scouts because my husband's a huge Boy Scout guy. And so every time I see these, I think Boy Scouts. But they are used elsewhere also. And the keys. Oh, I love the keys. Keys are tops on my list. Would you believe I just got this paper? It's been available all season since January, and I just now got it. This has the Eiffel Towers with all of the silver. And then again, another gorgeous background type paper with a lot of geometric shapes in it. So that is all from the Parisian Blooms Designer Series paper. Sorry, I need to get a quick drink there. Okay, back to our card. Now, to do the card, I have brought in a couple of techniques that I haven't used for a while. So first of all, we're starting with our base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I'm going to fold it into the mountain, again, into the bump, the opposite of what your brain tells you to do. Give it a good score. And if you make sure that this is the part of it that hits your paper so that you're not dragging the score tool along the paper, you'll avoid that shiny line that's kind of unattractive. Okay, now the next layer looks like it's this. However, I wanted it to have a little bit more substance, so I'm actually going to adhere this to just a regular piece of cardstock, and this is Pool Party cardstock that I'm using. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm wanting to run a ribbon around it, and I want to pop it up on dimensionals. And I need for it to be strong enough to be able to handle that without bending. And although our designer paper is pretty sturdy stuff compared to a lot of other brands out there, it's still asking a lot of a designer paper to be able to hold up under dimensionals and ribbon pulls, etc. Okay, so I'm missing a piece. Oh, there it is. I was like, uh-oh. Okay, so next I'm going to take this little 1 by 4 inch strip, and I am just going to glue it on to the front. Again, using my grid paper, which I use for every card I make to make sure that I'm straight and even side to side. And let's see, let's put this about there, I guess. All right. Now, I didn't go exactly onto the line, so I'm going to have to use my eye just a little bit to check that. I think I'm straight. I hope I'm straight because I hate not being straight. I am so nitpicky about that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Next, I'm going to pull in a simple hole punch. This is a 1/8 inch hole punch. Stampin' Up! Used to carry these. I got this one when Stampin' Up! Carried them. They no longer do, but chances are you have various size hole punches in your craft area. If not, I'm sure you can pick them up at any craft store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in here, and I'm going to punch a hole, top to bottom, middle, about where I want the knot of my ribbon to be. This is called a stay put knot. I haven't used it in ages. I don't know why, because it's such an easy thing to do. and it's so much easier to get that pretty knot. So I have trimmed the edges of these really narrow so that I could slide them through there. So you pull them up from the back, okay, and then you take this part and you loop it around before you tighten it. Now, here's where you have to pay a little bit of attention. You're going to pull this snug, okay, but you need to make sure that your ribbon stays flat. So if this is flat on the front, I have to turn it in the back because I need it to be flat. Okay, and then I'm going to stick one end on one side and one on the other. Position it where I need it to be, and then I can pull it tight, and then I can just turn it and tie a simple knot like that. Okay. You don't have to worry about, oh, is it going to be in place when I do it? You don't have to worry about holding it tight when you tie it. It just lands perfectly every single time. Okay, and then I'm just going to snip off my ends a little. Oops, that one didn't snip all the way. There. And then you can fiddle with them to make them lay however you want. Really easy way to get a ribbon to stay exactly where you want it on your card. All right, now I'm going to take some dimensionals, and again, you know me, I'm a little generous with the dimensionals, and I'm going to put them all over the back here. But you see why I wanted to put the designer paper on cardstock now, because it gives it a lot more strength to be able to hold up to that ribbon being pulled snug around it and to standing up there on dimensionals. And there's a variety of ways to get these off. Usually they come off pretty easy. If I have trouble, I poke my fingernail in it like that to make the ends come up. I have seen some people put a paper piercing tool in them and just snip them off. I tried that. I didn't have much luck with it. But it's a great theory. All right, so I'm just going to line this up, and I do that by holding my middle fingers underneath it and looking at top, left, and right. If those look like they're even, the bottom should fall into line, and then just press. Okay, look, our card's almost done. Really, really quick and easy card to assemble. So now I'm going to take a scrap of Whisper White, and you know what, I forgot to tell you which stamp sets I'm using. I actually pulled sentiments and images from 3 different stamp sets because I was just trying to be creative with, oh, what am I going to do for a Mother's Day card? So this, hoping that works. This stamp comes from Floral Essence, which is a returning stamp set. I thought it was retiring, but I looked it up and it appears it is returning. And I'm punching it out with this heart punch, and this is part of a heart punch pack, which you will also find in your new catalog. And then this is the other punch that comes with it. They come together as a set. And then I went ahead and already punched out the scallop one out of Petal Pink. And I'm just going to put a little glue on here. Doesn't take a whole lot. And just stick it right in the center there. And because I use liquid Tombow, I have the luxury of being able to scooch it around if I don't have it lined up perfectly to start with, which for me is really important. I like to make sure things are spot on where they belong, and that gives me the flexibility to do that. It also holds like iron, and I live here in Missouri, so it gets really humid, so it's very helpful if your cards don't fall apart because of humidity. And I'm just going to put it on there. All days are beautiful that begin with you. Isn't that pretty? It's such a pretty sentiment. I have gone back and used it so many times for birthdays and all kinds of things. So that sentiment came from Floral Essence, this one right here, okay? And the next sentiment we're going to use is Happy Mother's Day, and that is coming from Dressed to Impress. We're going to use this one right here, all right? And I am stamping in Smoky Slate. I started originally doing my stamping in Pool Party because that's the color of my card base. But I decided it just didn't have enough impact. And since the flowers seem to be done with Smoky Slate, I wanted to continue that. So I thought, well, let's give it a shot. Okay, now this flower is coming out of Free as a Bird. This one also is returning. So surprisingly, all 3 sets I'm using are going to be available in future catalog, and you can order them now or when the new catalog comes out. But I guarantee you, when the new catalog comes, you're going to be so excited about the stuff in there, you're going to look right past the older stuff. It's just the way it works. All right, now I'm going to use my Petal Pink Stampin' Write marker. This is not an alcohol marker. The alcohol markers look like this. They're square, okay? That's how you can really tell the difference. And what I'm gonna, the reason I'm doing this now is because I stamped it in Smoky Slate, and that is not designed to withstand alcohol. So when I tried it with the alcohol marker, I still gave it a shot, even though I knew it wasn't gonna work. It kind of blurred my gray images. So I am just kind of coloring in a circle because you don't have the pretty blending here that you have with the alcohol markers. So you do have to know which direction you're going. So I didn't try to be really precise in any way. I just wanted to color the insides of them part way so that it matched with the idea that was on the front here. Okay. So now I'm just going to adhere this to the inside. Again, my inside is 5 1/4 by 4. I stuck with a basic 1/4 inch difference all the way around. And you don't want to put too much glue on, especially when you're using Whisper White or Very Vanilla, because it can show through. If you're using tape, it's more likely to show through. If you have a big thick line of glue, it's going to show through. And that just ruins the otherwise elegant image of your card. All right, so that is all there is to it. Beautiful, elegant card, but it's simple and takes just a few minutes to put the whole thing together. So my colors again are Pool Party Base and Petal Pink and Whisper White, and then Parisian Blooms Specialty Designer Series paper is where I got the designer paper. And this beautiful ribbon is also a part of the Parisian suite. And this is Petal Pink. And it's, I want to say, it should tell me here how big it is. I don't know. Petal Pink, 1/4 inch. I thought it was 1/4 inch. So it's just, it's such a pretty, pretty ribbon. It was on back order for so long that I'm really excited to get it. And I'm just now actually getting a chance to use it. So I think it's an elegant card, but it's very easy to put together. Mother's Day is Sunday already, and it seems like it's sneaking up because I can't seem to even remember what day it is anymore. Days and nights flow together, and I don't know what day of the week it is. So if you are the same way and all of a sudden you need a Mother's Day card, this is a really quick one to get together. And chances are you may even have these elements right there in your stamp room. If you don't, find something else that substitutes and create a card just like this and send that to Mom. Thanks for watching. Please like the video for me and subscribe. Leave me a comment so that I know that you are here. Bye.